Booking inquiry. What does a booking inquiry look like?
Many model inquiries come through the personal contacts of the agency, which have grown through years of trusted work. These clients often call your model agency directly and ask for suggestions for productions. Many inquiries, especially from new customers who have become aware of the agency, also come through the agency's website on the internet. Whether it's personal contacts or the agency website, most inquiries come via email to the office. Emails are still the best means of communication to date.
You will also write many emails as a model. Why emails instead of Instagram or WhatsApp?
Many pieces of information can be collected and organized here. Therefore, customers also send their inquiries almost exclusively directly via email. Here, they can accommodate all the information very clearly. Whether it's details like location and date, or more complex attachments like schedules in PDF format, flight bookings and tickets, as well as photos and videos, everything is quickly available.
When a booking inquiry arrives, it usually includes the basic details of the photo shoot or advertising shoot. But it also includes the specific, or less specific, visions of the model. The statements can vary greatly.
Some clients have precise ideas about their models, but many only provide general information such as height, clothing size, and skin and hair color. Model agents and agencies, based on their experience, initially filter out the good jobs from the less lucrative ones. That means they calculate whether the fee is appropriate in relation to the media output, the subsequent usage of the shoot or advertising campaign.
Is the job worth it for you? Are buyouts, usage rights, considered? Does the client fit your career plan? Is the type of shoot helpful for you and your portfolio? After all these initial considerations, the shooting information is neatly summarized.
The booker then makes the selection alone and decides which model fits the job and which does not.
The selected models now receive the inquiry.
If the conditions of the job are not right beforehand, your model agent will always contact the client first to negotiate the fee.
Many models only think about the working hours when it comes to jobs.
But it's much more than that. In reality, you advertise with your face for a one-year campaign for 365 days.
Every single day, your appearance represents the brand.
That's why agents consider not only the individual workday but also usage rights.
Selection criteria.
The selection criteria differ between jobs for new faces and professional models. While new faces may be booked for relatively small jobs, only large jobs are considered for professional models. The experienced model has the absolute advantage that he or she gets bookings based on the compelling photos in their portfolio, demonstrated talent, and experience. Clients inquire directly about that one model, direct booking, not just a selection. They respond quickly to emails and provide requested images immediately. If the agency needs spontaneous photos for an inquiry, for example, of hands for a new beauty campaign, they immediately take a few snapshots.
Responses come promptly and without many follow-up questions. You must bring part of the professionalism from day one.
This is how you should be: uncomplicated, quick, and always reachable.
Why?
Because it increases your chances of getting jobs.
Model agents, agencies, and their clients have a huge selection with new faces.
When your model agent receives an inquiry from a client, the situation is the same for them as it is for you. The faster they respond and make their suggestions, the higher the chance that the client will decide positively. When someone from an advertising agency or a photographer is tasked with the search, they already start thinking about the production during the search. If a model agency sends suggestions early, the producer starts making plans. If they find a model particularly great, they already envision working with that face. If suggestions from other model agencies only arrive the next day, there is a high chance that the client, after all those considerations, will directly choose you.
Speed is everything. Accessibility. The same applies to you.
As mentioned earlier, there is a lot of selection for customers and agencies, especially with new faces.
New models join all the time. Every year, a new generation comes in.
So, if your model agent receives inquiries for a job and 15 models respond, with 10 responding within the first hour, the suggestions are sent to the client. But if you take until the next day to respond, it is very likely that your portfolio will no longer be considered. This reduces your chances of getting good jobs.
That's why you should always set up the most important communication channels on your phone. This includes an email address as well as social networks and services like WhatsApp or Facebook.
Since you always have your phone with you, you'll be constantly informed about the latest updates from your agency. Even if you don't receive a new inquiry every hour, it's still worthwhile to regularly check your phone to see if there's a new request from your model agency.
This way, you can react quickly and seize the best opportunities. Internal competition pressure. Your model agency also highly appreciates it when you always respond promptly to inquiries.
This way, they can ensure high standards in model placement to their clients.
If an agency always takes too long, the client will eventually stop getting in touch.
The same goes for models. If you always take too long to respond, you will eventually stop receiving inquiries and, sooner or later, face termination. Especially as a new face, you initially face a lot of competition pressure in a model agency. The agencies have had their regular models for months or years and know them very well.
As a new model, even after being accepted by the agency, you are just one face among many.
New models constantly come in, and not all of them will stay.
The model agent knows this, the model agency knows this.
That's why it's so important for you to show the highest level of commitment right from the start if you want to become a model. You should be reachable, ideally 7 days a week. Because the agency team doesn't work only during regular hours either.
Good model agencies are also available in the evenings and on weekends, even on holidays.
If a model cancels unexpectedly or a new job comes in, quick reactions are necessary. If you are going to be away for a longer period or going on vacation, inform your agency in advance so that they know you won't be available for an extended period. This way, your bookers will know to give you some leeway for a few days, for example, if you can't respond immediately. Ideally, however, you should also be reachable during your vacation. As a model, you are self-employed and therefore always responsible for your success. If you don't adhere to this and let communication slip, it can quickly happen that someone else takes your place.
P.S. Do you actually know how many models apply to a good agency every day?
When a model agency has gained a certain level of popularity and status, with their name standing for top clients and very good jobs, they receive hundreds of model applications daily. Every year, thousands of young girls and boys want to become models. As I said, the competition pressure is very high.
Model scouts. Who actually discovers new models? In a model agency, the task of discovering new models is carried out by the model scout. They not only look at applications in the email inbox but are also actively searching for new faces in everyday life.
Many know the big stories of sudden discoveries.
There are many examples, even very recent ones like curvy model Angelina Kirsch. She was discovered in a cafe in the middle of Rome.
Whether it's fitness studios, shopping malls, or airports, model scouts find new faces for their clients in various, even everyday places. If you are approached on the street by a reputable agent from an agency, the signs are very good right from the start.
Many models apply online.
Out of 100 applications, only one model is often called back and shortlisted. So, if you manage to succeed, you can already count it as a great achievement.
What does the scout pay attention to in applications?
When looking at applications, the focus is primarily on height and your photos.
Are you a unique type? Does it require a lot of time to develop your potential? Do you have the perfect measurements? Professionals, therefore, have higher chances than new faces because the agency doesn't need to invest much work in them.
New faces, on the other hand, need to answer many questions, organize their first shoots, build their portfolio, receive coaching for posing, runway, and much more.
It's real work for an agency, requiring a significant investment of time, money, and connections. Accompanied by scouts. After scouting comes the development of the model. In a good agency, there are also specialists for this.
They have connections to important magazines and photographers. If you have ever wondered how to get into a magazine, magazines, especially the reputable ones, directly assign jobs to photographers. This means that in order to get the good and prominent photos in magazines, perhaps even the cover, you need to have an agency with connections to excellent photographers.
Initially, you will have your first test shoots.
As your portfolio grows, more good photographers will agree to work with you. Since this part of the work is so important, dedicated staff take care of building your portfolio. In booking, everything comes together: new model images, updated measurements, new magazine publications, clients, and inquiries.
But model scouts and bookers in an agency do even more.
They accompany the models to important events, immerse themselves in networks, and coordinate cooperation with international agencies.
They stay in touch with model or partner agencies worldwide.
Good agencies have partners on almost every continent, country, and in all major cities around the world.
This allows models to work internationally. Thank you for listening to this chapter of the Model Book. Follow the podcast and embark on a captivating journey into the world of modeling.
Hosted by model agency owner Stefan Chaya, this podcast provides aspiring models with comprehensive insights, expert advice, and practical tips to pursue their dreams.
Tune in, unlock your full potential, and leave a 5-star review if you find our podcast inspiring. Together, let's make your modeling dreams a reality.